Hi, my name is Jordan Hancock, and today I will be presenting on perfectionism and social media. Oftentimes, many of us, as we scroll through Instagram and Facebook and other social media platforms, we see pictures that tend to look like this. The families are happy, the children are getting along, and everything seems to be perfect. However, what we don't see is this. The kids are screaming, they're fighting, they're not getting along, and the mom's probably having a meltdown. The problem we face is that the portrayal of perfection of family and home lifestyles in social media is detrimental to the expectations and sense of fulfillment in a woman's personal life. This problem causes things like comparison, which is when we compare ourselves to the other people that we see and causes us to feel worse about ourselves, and also things like competitiveness, like keeping up with the Joneses, where we feel like we have to keep up with the latest styles and trends in order to be our best self. Now, we must understand why we use social media. Many people say that they use social media in order to connect with friends and family that live across the world or in areas that we don't commonly see. We also use it to remember the memories that we make. However, do we really use social media to connect with others? Or are we just mindlessly scrolling and comparing ourselves to the things that we see? Now that we understand why we use social media, we need to understand what perfectionism is. According to dictionary.com, it states that perfectionism is a personal standard, attitude, or philosophy that demands perfection and rejects anything less. Now, the problem that we face is when social media and perfectionism meet together. There are three common issues that we gain from when these two things meet. The first is social comparison. In a study done by Gail Arbesinoff, she states of the social comparison theory that we seek to compare ourselves to others we believe are similar to ourselves, particularly to determine our own levels of abilities and successes. Now, the self-discrepancy theory states that it may provide a link between research on moderators and the social comparison research on media effects. Self-discrepancies are responsibilities of the self-concept of ways in which one falls short of some important standard. High levels of self-discrepancies can lead to emotional distress, which is things like dissatisfaction, disappointment, and shame, and other chronic issues like depression. The third problem is the third-person effect, which is the tendency to underestimate the effect of a persuasive message on ourselves, but overestimate the effect on other people. In the study by Gail Arbesinoff, she finds that after women scroll through social media, 72% of these women compare themselves 50 to 100% of the time. In that same study, she found that after viewing beautiful images of thin women, 75% of women felt worse about themselves. Obviously, this is a big problem, and we need to find a way to either fix it or to help ourselves get over this problem. Elder Gary R. Stevenson, in his October 2017 General Conference address, said, "Comparing our own seemingly average existences with others' well-edited, perfectly crafted lives represented on social media may leave us with feelings of discouragement, envy, and even failure. Success in life is something that to do meaningfully with connecting with others and adding light to their lives. Let us use technology to teach, inspire, lift, and encourage others to become their finest." One of the ways that we can combat this is by using what I like to call the 4 R's. The first R stands for recognize. Just as we are taught to call out pornography for what it really is, we can use that concept to be able to call out what we see on social media as being unrealistic. If something seems too good to be true, it probably is, so it's important that we can recognize that. The second R is remove. If you are ever scrolling through different social media platforms and you find something that you see as degrading or it makes you feel negative, just unfollow it and remove that influence from your life, because we should be viewing things that are uplifting and positive. The third R is repeat. If you ever come across something that makes you feel down or you're just having a day where you don't feel happy, repeat 3 things that you're grateful for, and that will help to boost your spirits. The fourth and final R is remember. Social media can be beneficial. However, no one leads a perfect life, and we must remember that everyone has something that they're hiding or not being truthful to on social media. And if we can remember that, that can help us to become more positive. In conclusion, social media does have many benefits. It helps us to connect with family, and it helps us to keep memories that we have. However, it also has its negative consequences that can ruin our self-esteem. So we must be aware that we can keep it positive. The next time you're on social media, remember these 4 R's: recognize, remove, repeat, and remember. Thank you.